welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing us how I made that very beautiful style you're seeing on the screen. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video. And also let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about the style? And thank you so much to everybody that has actually subscribed to my channel and also shared my video. So if you want to see how I create this from start to finish, definitely keep on watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share this video, and also let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let's begin. So the fabric I have here is actually 3 yards, but it is by 60. Okay, 3 yards by 60. That's what I have here. So with this now, what I'm going to do is just to cut out my basic bodice on this very fabric. So I already have the basic bodice pattern. So if you don't know how to create a basic bodice pattern, you can actually use check out my channel. You see a basic bodice there. I'm going to be using this very bodice to create this. So already my fabric is on fold. So I'm just going to place this here. So the full length I'm going to be using is 25 inches. So once I have my basic bodice pattern here, what I'm going to do is just to cut out from the neckline. Okay. So with this, I'm not going to use a lining. I'm just going to be cutting it out like this. And I'm still going to be sewing with just this fabric. I'm not going to be using any lining on this. So I'm just going to go ahead and then cut this out here. So at this point now, I have the front. So this is how the front is going to look like, okay? Now next thing I'm going to do just to cut out the back. So I'm just going to put the bring in my back pattern, and then I'm going to cut out for the back as well. So since this fabric is not as stretchy as I would want it to be, for the back you're going to be inserting zip. So that's why my zipper allowance is still here. So what I'm going to do is just to cut it out from this place. Then we'll just cut around here. Then we'll cut the neckline, and then we'll also cut open the back as well. So this is the back. Now you're going to come over with the front, and we're going to place it on top of the back like this, because we are definitely going to be working on the front part right now, which is towards the lower side. The next thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and then cut it out somewhere here. Okay, so we're going to create this shape, then we're going to finish up by the side. So just to, if you have a chalk, you can go ahead to use your chalk. So I'm just going to draw out something like this. Okay, I'm just going to freestyle, but I know what I'm going to be cutting now, just so you can understand what I'm trying to say. This is not even visible. So I'll just do something like this and something like this. This is not even visible. This chalk is not doing justice to this. So I'm just going to round it out. Okay. So this is going to include both the back and also the front at the same time. So that's one. Then I'm going to end up cutting out the other one. And that's two. Okay. So just round that out like that. So this is how it's going to look like towards the down part. So next thing you're going to do now is for us to go ahead and then cut out the sleeves for both the front and also the back as well. So at this point, I literally had no other option than to use my pre-made pattern. At this point, I was literally just managing the fabric I had here because I needed the material to be longer towards the down part. But now I noticed that if I not manage the fabric like this, the material will end up looking shorter towards the down part, that's towards my skirt. So I had to try as much as possible to mince up the material the way I knew I was going to, and just to make sure that the sleeve also comes out looking very okay. At this point, this was me trying to crack my head to see how I can actually make the gathers come out very okay. So this was me trying out different sides of the fabric. So I'll bend it towards that, I'll fold it towards one side and then place it on my body. I'm literally standing close to a mirror. So placing it this way, I just try to look at it to know if it's going to sit well that way. So now notice that one part looks a bit lengthy than the other side. So that decided, okay, I'm going to be using that part so that once I end up inserting gathers, it's going to come out looking really okay. After choosing the part I knew was going to be very okay for the skirts side, I had to just place it like this on my floor because my table is not big enough. So I had to just place it on the floor and then try opening it from the top. So this is actually the folded part. So this is me trying to cut out from the other part so that I can end up having two of it. So that we'll use one gathers for the front and also one gathers for the back. So that's what's going on here. So once that was done, the next thing for us to do is to start sewing. So this is actually the fun part. So let's begin. So first I'm going to start by hemming around the neckline. So I'm going to be using this bias. By right, I'm supposed to be using a white bias or a black bias. But I'm going to do it in such a way that this is not going to be visible on the right side. Okay. So I'm just going to be placing my bias tape here. So it will be very, very much advisable for you to make use of a black bias or a white bias if you want to. So you see as I'm placing the bias tape around the neckline, so I'm actually being careful with this. So I'm just using the one of the open parts of the bias to just sew around the neckline. So it's going to be very neat once I turn it to the other side. So I'm just following it slowly the way it is without dragging the fabric. Since the fabric has a little bit of an elastic, and if I drag it, it's going to make the neckline look larger than what it should be. So at this point, I'm not dragging, I'm just simply sewing. So once that is done, we are going to lift up the neckline like this and we are going to flip the bias tape over to the side. Now, if possible, you can always iron this down before you go ahead to sew it. So once you flip it over to the right side, you're just going to place it this way on your sewing machine and then you just start sewing gently. So at this point, be sure that the blue bias or whatever color you're using is not showing at the other part that's on the right side. So if possible, push it in a bit, just a little bit, just to hide it inside the fabric. So that's it. So I'm done with that of the front and I've also finished off with the neckline of the back. So this is how it looks like at the back. So you can notice that it's not so visible. And this is how it is towards that back as well. So I had to make it hide really well. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to insert a zip. So I'm going to be using an invisible zip for this very style at the back. So I'll just go ahead and then insert my zip. Then I will show you guys how it looks like afterwards. So remember that what we left out here to use and insert our zip was 1 inch, right? So this is exactly 1 inch. So I'm just going to sew it down to the end. So what I'm going to do now is just to open it up and then I'm going to go ahead and then insert the zip. So before I insert the zip at the back, I'm going to use this hemming gum to make sure that this place stays very well. You know, since this is actually a fabric that has a little bit of stretch to it, okay, it has a little bit of stretch this way to it. So if I end up inserting the zip like this, it's not going to sit well. It will start making the back look puckering somehow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this tape at the back. I'll just place it here and then I'll place a strip of this material on top of it and I'll iron it down just to give it that firmness that it needs. So I'm going to place this hemming gum here and I'm going to bring in a little bit of this. So this is still part of the fabric and I'm going to place it somewhere here at the back. So I'm going to come in with my iron. The iron is actually hot and it's picking up on the hemming gum. So for some people, if you want to make use of a gum stay, okay, if you have a gum stay, you can go ahead and make use of your gum stay. Okay, so the gum stay might be much better. That soft gum stay. So it has a little bit of structure to it. Okay. So I'm going to repeat the same thing to this other side too as well. So I'm going to gum it down towards the end here. So after gumming them together, this is how it looks like. Though not so stiff, but at least it's something. It's actually holding it down a bit for me to use and insert the invisible zipper I needed to. So that's how it is now. So I would advise you do this on your own if you have a fabric that is like this. So what I'm going to do next is just to go ahead and insert my zip, and then I'm going to insert my darts as well. So in inserting the zip, I'm going to tilt it this way. Then I'm going to bring it in. So remember that we're supposed to be using 1 inch. So if you can't eyeball it, just measure out. What I'm holding right here is literally 1 inch. So you can just measure yours out just so you can be very sure that it's actually 1 inch. Okay. So I'll just place it there and then I'll start sewing. So I finally succeeded in inserting the zip. So what I'm going to do now is just to insert my dart. So I've already done this for the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring this one out. I'll flip it over and then cover the zip a bit like this. So this is how we used to insert that manually that time before we even started doing pattern drafting. So I'm just going to fold it in like this. Okay. So this is towards my chest line. So I'm going to come in down a bit. Then I'll just start inserting the dart from there. So I'm going to bring it down somewhere here and then I'll just finish it here. So that's how it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and insert the darts on this other side as well. The next thing to do is to join the shoulder. So this is the front. Then we're going to bring in the back. And then we're going to join the both shoulders together. So this comes here. And then we are going to sew a straight line from beginning to the end. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch to sew it down. So I'm also going to repeat the same thing to the other side. The next thing I'm doing now, I'm going to be attaching the sleeves to the bodice. So I'm just going to be using a 1/4 inch. So one thing to keep in mind is that you're not going to drag, okay? So just let it do its thing, don't drag it. So once this is done, what I'm going to do next is to attach the sleeves to this other side. So once the both sleeves has been inserted, what we're going to do is to close the side seams. So from the side seams, we'll now know how to insert the gathers around the down part of the skirt. So let's close the side seams and just shape it first and make sure that it sits directly on my body the way I want it to be, okay? Before we then go ahead to insert the gathers down. So when I get to this point, I don't sew to the end, I stop here so that I can be able to insert my gathers around front and back before I then close up. So I did the same thing for this other side as well. So the same thing here too. So after putting it on, it came out very well. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead to insert my gathers on the skirt. So we can go ahead to join it together with the blouse. Okay, so it's time for us to attach the waist to the gathers, to the skirt. So that's the waist. This is the skirt. Now this is the lower part of the gown. Now this was going to happen. This is going to start from here. Okay, the same way you're seeing it is going to start from here. So I'm going to place it there and I'll sew it straight. So now what's going to happen is that as you keep moving, you just keep opening that rounded part like that. So I'm just going to make it straight just so that they can fit in directly here. So I'll just open this place straight like this, then I'll place it here directly as if I'm just joining the waist, okay, of my gathers to the main top, but you make sure you don't stretch the top one. So now the trick is that once you get to this point, please be sure that you don't have any gathers here. Okay, let that place be plain. Then you lift your presser foot, you turn it around like this, bring this one here, okay, so we can start the next circle, the next half circle. So once you bring it around like this, you place this down and then you start to sew. So the gathers only belongs in this arc, okay, in this semicircle. That's where you can have your gathers. So once you get to the end, it still has to look the same way, okay. So I'm going to show you what I did so far. So you see how it is. You're going to keep it straight like this, but don't drag it. If you drag it, you add to the length of this. So you just keep it like this. You sew. Once you get here, you lift your presser foot to turn. You bring this part again in. You open it up like this, and you sew like that. You get here, you open it up again, and you sew like that here. You get to the end. So once that is done, next thing for us to do is for us to go ahead and then close the side seams. So come back here and we'll still use our 1 inch to close it down to the end.